Well, this is a bit of a heads up for those of you that are in weekend mode and haven't noticed that something really serious has happened uh, on on Friday. The attack on uh, Saudi oil facilities, uh, judging by look YouTube and Facebook, both which represent a kind of pretty American centric view of the world. You'd be excused for thinking that nothing had happened, but I'm sure that will change when the prices of gasoline goes up and people will start squealing then. So I'm telling you in advance. There's so much material on this that I could share. I just don't have the time or energy. So I'm just going to bring you something from Zero Hedge, which makes quite a good job of being a digest of stuff from around the media, while at the same time not being a shill for Empire. So this is the reality of it. Could be weeks before Aramco restores full production capacity as Spectre of $100 oil looms. There's propaganda around that they're going to have it ready by Monday. Well, let's see. Not if you go by the satellite pictures that have just come out in the last hour or so. So I'll just go through this. With the Saudis now racing to restore full oil production to normal levels, as one Sunday morning headline noted, the industry is bracing for a potential significant delay in production, given rumours the fires at the facility struck in the early hours of Saturday may not be fully under control, as the kingdom was quick to assure hours after the raging explosions, which could translate into oil prices being very high for a long time. Industry sources said it could take weeks to return to full production levels to normal. So that is assuming a static situation where this is a result of war, and I doubt that this is going to be the first attack on Saudi facilities. So you know, all I can say is you ain't seen nothing yet. Uh, Following what Yemen's Houthis claimed was their own successful targeting of Saudi Arabia's second largest oil field in the Kuwait, as well as the sprawling upcake oil processing facility at Buqyak, described by Aramco as the largest crude oil stabilization plant in the world, the Saudi Arabia acknowledged it was forced to slash its output by half, equal to about 5% of world supply, specifically 5.7 million barrels a day of oil lost. In the meantime, Saudi Arabia's stock market fell by 2.3% at Sunday's open. And this is satellite imagery showing the scene at the crude processing facility. So what will Monday bring? That's tomorrow. Upon market opening, there's widespread prediction oil will rally by $5 to $10 a barrel, and as we were among the first to note, could eventually hit $100 per barrel, the latter alarming scenario dependent on how slow or fast the facilities can be brought back online. As Bloomberg detailed, citing insiders familiar with Aramco operations, Aramco would need weeks to restore full production capacity to a normal level, according to people familiar with the matter. The producer, however, can restore significant volume of oil production within days, they said. Aramco should consider declaring force majeure on some international shipments if the resumption of full capacity at Upcake takes weeks, they said. Aramco's president and CEO Amin Nasser declared Sunday work is underway to restore production, and a progress update will be provided in around 48 days. And this is interesting. Saudi Arabia is now the third biggest producer of oil in August. So we know about Russia. I didn't know that there was that big a difference. And then the United States, well, uh, how much of that is shale? Okay, so though the company says alternative plans are in place to temporarily make up for the shortfall, such as tapping Aramco's global storage network, the 5.7 million barrels a day outage is the single worst supply disruption, even over and against that brought on by the first Gulf War and the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran. If it's protracted, it could be a big challenge for the oil markets. Mele Kyari, CEO of Nigerian National Petroleum Corp, told Bloomberg Television on Sunday of the significant disruption. And this shows how flaring continues across various oil gas facilities in Saudi Arabia to relieve pressure within integral pipelines as the main oil processing stabilization complex in Ipkek goes offline. Meanwhile, NASA satellite imaging showed that 24 hours after the attack, smoke over Ipkek had dissipated, but elsewhere in Gawa oil field, the world's largest, multiple massive plumes were still visible. Though other installations like Gawa were not attacked, excess oil and natural gas going to Ipkek have to be burnt off via relief flares due to emergency shutdowns. And here goes someone, Brasco Ad. I follow him on Twitter. He's good. And he says it's not under control, as the BBC claims. It's still burning. So that was from yesterday. Hours into the daylight hours of Saturday, even after Saudi authorities and state media claimed the fires were under control, skeptics analysing local photos as well as satellite imagery said it wasn't the case that the facilities had blazes under control as fast as they claim. Finally, courtesy of Reuters, here is a brief timeline of early reactions from market trader and analysts via Reuters. Anyway. And so the world now awaits the looming potential shock in energy prices as markets open at the start of the week. And as I say, who knows if this is going to be the end of the story. I suspect in the midst of a war being waged by Saudi Arabia on the people of Yemen who are being starved, that this is not the end of the story, and why should the Houthis stop? Anyway, I may update this in the next few days, but this is just a bit of a heads up for you.